Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. I am Hitman Cause. Welcome to another edition of the contracts, and as usual, uh, I'm not alone. Please welcome the co-host, the humble man Gary. Welcome to the contracts.
Yo, my man cause painting. What's goody? What's goody? What's going on?
Uh, Not much, man. This Money in the Bank turn. I think it might turn out to be one hell of an event.
Oh, hell yeah. I think it will be. Like, back in front of the crowd. So, hell yeah, I think it will be.
Yeah, man. Anyways, let's get down to it. First off,
Word.
First off, and apparently this is gonna happen during the pre-show. Rey Mysterio and Dominic are gonna defend the SmackDown Tag Titles against the Usos. Now, I want the Usos to win. Yeah, just because what happened last time they faced off with the titles and everything. And also the bloodline, you know, it needs to be complete.
Right. Same here. I too really want them to want the Usos to win as well. So that way, all three, them and Roman could have belts. But honestly speaking, I hope they do. But I think what I think is that if they don't win tomorrow night on the pre-show, they're probably going to give it to them at SummerSlam. But I really hope they win it tomorrow on the pre-show.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely hear you. You know, yeah, there's something that needs to be said about freaking what happened last time, and and I know Roman interfered last time, but hey, this time none of that's gonna happen. So yeah.
Right, exactly. So Roman, so he's interfering in the tag match.
Yeah. Then we have AJ Styles and Omos defending the Raw Tag Titles against the Viking Raiders. Now, me, I'm a little iffy for this one. I really can't make heads or tails of what might happen. Part of me thinks that Omos is going to lead the charge to victory, but another part of me is thinking that they're going to isolate Omos and then take out Styles for the Viking Raiders to win the titles. I'm not sure.
Honestly speaking, sorry to cut you. You gonna say something?
No.
What I think honestly, is that I think they're gonna have AJ Styles and almost retain the titles.
All right.
That's what I think.
Who do you think is gonna be getting the winning fall?
Well, I think it's gonna be getting the winning fall. I think they're probably gonna let almost take the pin. Pin one of them.
Yeah, you know what? If not that, then I'm thinking that Omos is gonna do most of the work, and then Styles is gonna take credit.
Yeah, more than likely that too. That's another factor.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we're pretty much in an agreement.
Right.
Anyways, moving on. Uh, Rhea Ripley defending the Raw Women's title against Charlotte Flair. Once again, I think it's a no-brainer who we're going for.
Oh yes, sir. You already know. I'm gonna go for Rhea Ripley.
Absolutely, you know.
Right.
Yeah. It's time. It's high time for her reign to continue and finally put Charlotte in her rear view and bring in some fresh blood to challenge her.
Right. Exactly. Honestly speaking, I really hope that Alex retain and win because it's her time to continue and all that. We don't need Charlotte always taking away opportunities from others. That's a no. Come on, others need a chance. Other talents need a chance.
Yep. Then, then we have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. That's a pretty big star-studded field, if you ask me. I really don't know who to choose to win.
Right. Yeah. Honestly speaking, I agree with you right there. That's kind of that. Honestly speaking, is that's kind of a tough one. Honestly speaking, it's that.
But honestly, if I had to choose, I'd have to say, SmackDown wise, I'd say either Big E or Kevin Owens, and then for Raw, Riddle.
Honestly speaking, from SmackDown, I think it's either gonna be my boy Big E, my boy Kevin Owens, or my boy Rollins, but it's probably not gonna be Rollins. And from Raw, my boy Drew, because of what's going on with him and Jinder Mahal. I don't know if Jinder's gonna come out and screw him over. I would hope not. So I hope Raw, my boy. Say again.
I mean, more than likely. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah,
No problem.
but more than likely they're gonna have Jinder Mahal stop Drew from winning, just to further prolong their feud and keep Drew away from the WWE title.
Right.
Because some people are starting to get sick of him getting opportunity after opportunity.
That's right.
And I know both brands can't have a Money in the Bank winner, but hey. But to win the whole thing, I'm definitely going for, if I had to choose, either Big E or Riddle.
Right, I got you perfectly on a Raw. Like I thought, sorry about that. I already said on the SmackDown side which one of those. So now on Raw, I'll say I want my boy Drew, but because of what's going on with him and Jinder, they're gonna let Jinder interfere, or my boy, or I want to say
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No problem. I want to say probably him or my boy Riddle as well, or as a possibility they could let Ricochet or Morrison win.
Yeah. Now for me, it wouldn't make sense for Drew to win because of his feud with Jinder Mahal.
Right.
Because put this into perspective. If he were to win, then freaking Jinder would have to play a role in the cash in. Like Jinder, in my opinion, would either one have to cost Drew the match, or two, always constantly stop him from trying to cash in.
Exactly.
But that's just me. And then
I got you perfectly.
Yeah. Then we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. Now, before I go over my predictions, first off, I got nothing against Natalya and Tamina, but they should not be in this match. They're champions. They should not be in this match. Like straight up. Like in a match like this, in a Money in the Bank ladder match, champions, period, should not be in the match.
That's a fact. Can't argue with you about that.
Like, if anything, freaking Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox should be in the match.
Right.
Speaking of which, why the hell did Vince shorten their names?
That's something I want to try to we all would like to come to the conclusion to, because I don't know why the hell this old fossil did that.
Because first off, shortening Tegan Nox's name to just Nox has me thinking of, remember Mike Knox?
Right.
Yeah, it has me thinking of him.
Exactly.
Even though he spells his name with a K in front of it.
Right.
But still, just every time I hear it, I just can't stop thinking about Mike Knox.
Exactly.
But still, above everything, champions should not be in this match. And in fact, and to make matters even worse, the tag champions, that makes it even worse in my opinion.
Exactly.
Then, secondly, I understand this was her idea, but I am not behind Nikki Cross's superhero gimmick. I know it's her idea, but I do not like it at all.
Right. The superhero gimmick. Yeah. Honestly speaking, yeah, that's Barry and Nikki as well. I can't take that at all. I'm not behind it either. No.
Like, don't get me wrong. I have to cut her a bit of slack because it was her idea, not Vince's. So, but even still, I'm not behind this gimmick at all.
Right.
I understand her reasoning behind it, wanting to be an inspiration for people who aren't as confident as they should be. You know, people with low self-esteem and whatnot. I understand that. That's extremely admirable, and she got my unconditional respect for that. But I still can't get behind this gimmick, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, neither could I. You're not the only one.
Yeah. But with that being said, who is your pick to win the match?
My pick to win the match for the women, I'd have to say. What could I say? For the women, I'd have to say, on the SmackDown, it would have to be. I know Natalia Tamina not winning. It would be interesting. It would be great if one of my girls there would have win. But I have a feeling possibly my girl Liv Morgan, because she needs a push, or my girl Selena Vega. So the possibility one of those two on the SmackDown side or on the Raw side. Either my girl Naomi, because she hasn't been in the championship spot in a while, or my girl Asuka, but we'll see. Or my girl Alexa Bliss is possibility, because the way how she fights and operates, she can just disappear and go on the ladder and get it, but who knows about that? I mean, if they're even going to let that, I don't know. My girl Nikki Cross will be good, but they're probably not going to let Nikki get to it. So from Raw, it's probably going to be Naomi. Asuka. From SmackDown, it's probably going to be Liv or Selena.
Alright. Now, first off, for SmackDown, I'm going with Zelina Vega because, again, it would make absolutely no sense for either tag champion to win, and Liv Morgan is annoying. I don't want her winning. She's very annoying.
I got you perfectly.
Then, secondly, and then if none of them win it, then for Raw, straight up Naomi. Because Black Excellence needs to rise again.
Hell yeah.
Because we already got it with Bobby Lashley and Bianca Belair. Now, and also partially with Omos.
Right.
Well, so having Naomi win it, further adds to it.
Exactly.
So yeah. Then we have. And also, part of me's thinking, just because of her athletic ability, Naomi is probably gonna do a crazy spot in the match.
Oh yeah. That's a fact. More than likely, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Then, yeah. Moving on, we have Bobby Lashley defending the WWE title against Kofi Kingston, and the go home Raw. I like how Lashley snapped on MVP. Now,
oh yeah.
Now here's the thing. He wasn't snapping on him as a I'm sick of you thing. He was snapping on him in a sense of we need to wake up.
Right, exactly.
Because he did thank MVP for everything he did for him, but he also acknowledged that that Kofi was right in everything that he said. That MVP getting him all this, all the finer things in life, you know, the partying, the champagne, the women. It was softening him up,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and Lashley needs to get back to where he needs to be truly being the Almighty, being the Destroyer, you know.
Exactly.
And as such, you know, the it shouldn't he shouldn't be doing all this because that takes away from all that messes him up, that blinds him from what needs to be done. That's why Xavier Woods was able to beat him.
Right. Exactly.
Like, this kind of reminds me, even though this is a video game reference, this reminds me of Tekken 4 with Paul Phoenix's ending, where after he won the tournament, he too just got caught up in the limelight, got accustomed to, you know, being all famous and whatnot, you know, being with women and just partying and whatnot, and then he lost his edge as well. And then he saw his old self and realized that this ain't it. And
MVP.
No, the reference that I'm making.
Right.
And then he realized that this ain't it, that ain't him, and he went back to being how he used to be.
Exactly.
And that's how Lashley needs to be. He needs to go back to being the Almighty, being the Destroyer, like I said before.
Hell yeah, that is right.
And I think MVP sees that now.
Right.
But honestly, but going into this match, I honestly have no problem with either one winning, because just for the simple fact that regardless of who wins or loses, Black excellence will still rise.
Hell yeah, that's a fact. But honestly speaking, my boy, they're gonna have my boy Bobby retaining.
But I will say this: if Kofi wins, then they better have him do a better run than what he had last time, because how he lost the match to Brock Lesnar, that was absolutely foul.
Exactly. Tell me about it.
It was as if his whole reign meant nothing for him to lose in less than 10 seconds. Like,
exactly.
like, don't get me wrong, I got no problem with him losing to Lesnar. It's just the way he lost that bugs me.
Exactly.
It was just like the second the bell rang, yeah, hit with the F5 and that was the ball game.
Right.
So this time around, I want, if he wins the title, I want him to have a much better reign.
Yeah, same here.
And if Lashley wins, then in my opinion, he has to dominate. I'm not saying it has to be a squash match, but he has to control most of the match.
Yeah, that is the truth. He really does.
All right. And then finally, what in my opinion is more than likely going to be the main event: Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Edge. And this Edge, he is in he is in all-star form. He you know, he couldn't be any more focused than he already is.
Exactly.
And it honestly has me thinking that he just might be able to to beat Roman, and especially what he's been doing with that chair and putting him and the Usos in that crossface. And hell, on SmackDown, he even got Roman to tap out.
Yeah, that is right. That's true.
So uh, hmm, uh, uh, I'm thinking Roman most likely will try and dominate as usual, but 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 more than likely, you know, Ed Edge is gonna pull a rabbit out the hat.
Exactly. That's true.
Because part of me thinks that Roman might try to go for the spear, and he might counter it into something else, or
Right.
counter it into the crossface, or he might try to go for the guillotine, and 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 counter that.
Right. I think so as well.
Mm. And and hey, if Roman retains, part of me can only wonder, well, what's next for him.
Right. Exactly. I wonder so too. It's gonna be a great match, but just like I say, champions retain, like how my boy Bobby's retaining the WWE Championship. My boy Roman's retaining. My boy Edge gonna put up a good fight. My boy Roman Reigns is retaining. And another thing is too, my boy Seth Rollins is gonna interfere. Might as more than likely to screw Edge. And next thing you know, it's just gonna. I've been saying this from that match is made between these two, that Rollins is gonna interfere and set up their match at SummerSlam.
Personally, I only see that happening if Rollins wins the Money in the Bank ladder match. If he does, then he's definitely gonna interfere.
Right.
But then again, when he interferes, he's gonna he's gonna weaken whoever's the champion, so he can cash in and take the title.
Right.
But
Right.
But, back to the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Remember last year when Brock pulled that stunt that he did where freaking it looked like Mustafa Ali was going to win, and then out of nowhere Brock's music hit? And no. I mean 2 years ago, where
Right.
freaking Mustafa Ali was about to win, then Brock's music hit. He came down the ramp, took out Ali, and then won the match.
Right.
What if somebody does that for the women's or men's Money in the Bank match?
Right. That's for the men's. Who knows who that's gonna be? Word. And for the women, who know who that was? Rumor that Sonya Deville was gonna be cleared.
I was thinking that because I'm still thinking about that time Liv Morgan got up in her face, and then Sonya shut her up.
Right.
So maybe Sonya might still be feeling some type of way about Liv getting up in her face.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Who knows? It's all in due time, and hey, well, what happens, and we're gonna be there for it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this edition of the Contracts. We definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I definitely want to thank the Humble Man for coming through as always.
Yes, sir, my man. You know it. Let's always keep the wrestling knowledge. You know that.
Always. And before we go, we have a bit of sad news. The hip hop game has unfortunately suffered another blow. Freaking legendary rapper and legendary beatboxer, Biz Markie, passed away.
Oh yes, sir. That is correct. That's really, really sad.
And this hits home for us because he actually grew up in, well, he was born in Long Island,
Right.
and that's where we from, and
Right. Well, originally, I mean, I came out here later on. Originally, I'm from Brooklyn.
yeah, and then actually I can actually confirm that my older brother actually went to school with Biz Markie, and back in high school, he would be beatboxing down the hall, and while he was beatboxing, freaking, he'd have a group of people behind him, just listening to him beatbox, you know,
Right.
and the rap game continues to take such heavy blows, but it's only gonna make the old heads and the down to earth fans like us, it's only gonna make things stronger for us. You know, we'll never forget you, Biz. We'll never forget you.
Yes, sir. Biz Markie will never forget you.
And with that being said,
Sir.
by way of Struggle Vision Productions, Hitman Cuz, Humble Man Gary, and we are out.
You are out, yes,